I sent you this video because it looks like you need a little bit of a hint. So what's different about this table here is notice now you have negative times. So if we connect back to the time of 0, this is when you looked into the water in the tank and there were 770 liters of water in the tank. The tank is leaking, right? Water is coming out of it. So after 1 minute, 14 liters of water leaked out. So you had one group of 14 drain out, and now you have 756. So what's happening here is these negative numbers represent the time before you looked in the water. So these are going to have more water because it's in the past and the tank started with more water and then it began to drain. So notice for -1, we see that happening right here, right? So when we looked at 0, there were 770 liters in the tank. And then 1 second before we looked, -1, and then we multiply it by a -14 because that's our change. A negative times a negative is a positive. So -1 times -14 is 14. 770 plus 14 is 784. So all of these numbers are going to be getting bigger and bigger because you're going to have more and more water in the tank here, right? That way, when you go back this way, the water will continue to leak and you'll see this idea of -14. But if we're going back in time, right, we're going to be thinking about adding 14. How much water was in the tank before we looked at it? So if you're doing this one right here, 770 is our reference number. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding -3, right? Because our time was -3 seconds ago, and then -14. Oops. So this is basically like 3 times 14 because a negative times a negative is a positive. And so once I do 3 times 14, I add that to 770, and that will give me my number here. Hopefully this helps. If not, let me know and send me an email, and I will be happy to help.